cross stitch friends, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Amanda Mae and I design under the company name of Ardith Design. And you can find my original work, my patterns, and all those goodies over at ardithdesign.com. So if you are joining me today, it is Monday, end of February. Is it March 1st? The days are blurring, but it's Monday, a couple days before I head out for the Nashville Needlework Market 2022 in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm going to be going down with one of my very best good friends, and she's awesome. Her name is Grace, so she will be coming with me to help at market, and I'm so excited. So if you come into my room, you'll get to meet my very best good friend, and she actually helped me. She was my midwife for both of my kids. So how cool is that, right? I'm very grateful for my friends and for all of you. So today is just a hi, hello, quick little update. I am in the purple room of my house. Purple room because I painted my fireplace purple because why not? I'm accidentally coordinated in my purple shirt. And I got some really sweet comments from a couple people about my punch needle. And so I decided to put my punch needle earrings on that I made. I did a little tutorial here on my channel, punch needle embroidery tutorial using threads, 12 weight threads versus yarn for punch needle. My new book, A Rainbow of Threads and Garden Beds, utilizes like a wool blend for punch needle, but you can use cottons, you can use, whatever you think can fit through that needle, you can use it. And it's also called needle punch. So you can see it used both ways. Punch needle, one word, needle punch, punch needle embroidery, 3 separate words, but it's just a really cool craft. So I use the Ultra Punch. I am not sponsored, endorsed, nothing. By that, I learned punch needle embroidery from Kathy. She has a shop in the downtown historic district of Frederick, Maryland. If you are in the area and want to check out her shop, she specializes in wool applique, wools, hand-dyed wools, and punch needle, and she is carrying cross stitch. So very awesome. She taught me. I want to share my love of punch needle to all of you and the community because, why not, right? So we're in my purple room today. I had some fully finished objects I wanted to show you over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks that I have not shown you any of my FFOs except for my new release stuff. So I wanted to show you some of my decorations that I have up for Valentine's Day. I told my husband and my kids, I'm like, we're not decorating for Easter or spring or anything until I come back from Nashville. So all of this is gonna stay up. So while it was up, I thought I would show you and do like a little show and tell of everything. So if you're wondering what's on this like nautical back wall here, I talk about this stuff in other episodes, but I'm just gonna focus right here on the mantle things. I also put up 2 of the photo ledges. They were inspired by Susie Reno and also Helen D. They are both Flosstubers. I'll make sure to link them below. I started this out as a bird wall, but it's slowly morphed into more than a bird wall. But that's okay. So I'm just filling my home with cross stitch. I understand now why people say they run out of wall space. I have been cross stitching now. No, come here. Come here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come say hi. Okay, this is Loki. This is Loki Apple. I think he saw a shadow. Maybe. Yeah. What'd you see? Do you want to say hi, Luna? Luna's allergies are getting to her, so she takes special medicine for allergies and all this stuff. But the pollen, everyone, like stuff's starting to emerge, from the dormancy of winter here in Maryland. So the transitions. She's got a little. Do you want to say hi? This is Luna Moon. Hi, Luna. Want to say hi? Oh. Do you want to say hi? Yeah. Yeah. Can you say hi? Can you say happy Monday? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. I want to show you my FFOs. I had like a couple fun little stories to share, so we'll go through that. So, on the mantle, I did a fully finish, but first let me show you this. So I am a huge fan of Barbara Anna Designs. She is a designer. She lives in Spain, and she does a lot of work. She's, you can buy her PDF patterns through Creative Poppy. She's got kits through another company. She's in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Like, she's very prolific, folk art. I love her stuff. Man, here, I said I wouldn't show you the wall, and here I am. So I did her Funky Bird sampler here. I've got a couple other things, as you might be able to see. So here, Puggies. So this is one of her free charts. I've shown you this before. I did this back in 2020, and you can get this on her Instagram. Hey Puggies, I'm doing a video. Can you shush? They're just like playing. Okay, so I did this. Excuse me. Okay, hold please. The pugs were having too much fun. You know, they're great office assistants during the day when I'm not filming videos. But, you know, when I need it to be shh, I can't do that, which is fine. I mean, pugs notoriously can't be quiet. They've got the way they breathe and they snore, and they just like always are causing some sort of ruckus. So here we go. This is the Barbara Anna piece of the Barbara Anna bird. I love this piece. So she also put out another freebie piece on her Instagram. So you go Barbara Anna Designs, and she has a link there. So I finished this. It's on a azure blue 32 count linen, and I fully finished it. I had stitched this, and then I just now fully finished it. I used a gold plastic frame I got at the thrift store, I think for $1, and put her in here. So I laced and got everything and laced it up and put it right in there, and I love it. So this is another Barbara Anna I just recently finished too. This is a Creative Poppy pattern, or you can get it on Creative Poppy. Yeah. So love Barbara Anna. I wanted to show you this FFO. I'm so happy I got her done. I love it. I used most of the called for DMC colors. I think I substituted like a 12 weight in here versus 2 strands of DMC. But I really like this. And the azure blue, I love that color. All right. Let me show you, I got a Save the Stitches. So I follow a Flosstube channel. Her name is Amy of Amy Loves Toads. She is a Virginia stitcher, and I had thought I'd seen her stitching this piece. I'm like, that looked familiar. Anyway, I saw this at a thrift store. It was behind, it was at a Goodwill, but it was behind like the photo, but it was behind everything, you know, where people like sift through the photo and then they put stuff all the way in the back. So I found it in the back, backwards, upside down. Oh my gosh. It was in a frame, but someone had hand done the matting and everything. And I looked at this and it looked like it needed to be washed. So I took it out of the frame. The back of it had the name of the person. I don't know if that was the name of the person who stitched it or the name of the person who framed it, but I took the name off. I'm keeping it. But this piece, I thought it was really cool. I'm like, I think it'll make a really cool little project bag. But this is a Save the Stitches, and I'm really happy that I found this. I've said this before, and I'll say this again, that a lot of thrift stores have a policy, like if something stays out on the shelves for a while, they'll put it on clearance, like a sticker, the color, and then if it doesn't sell at clearance, they'll take it and usually go to the bins, or like the discount bins, like buy by the pound, and then if it doesn't sell there, it'll go to the landfill. Some of the thrift stores do not do a bin sale, so it's like do not pass go, just go right to the dumpster type thing. So there's a certain amount of time items are at a store, and if they don't sell within 4 weeks or 6 weeks, they get thrown away. So the fact that this was upside down backwards in the back of the photo thing with the back and the color, it was just like, I had to grab it. So it wasn't a guilt grab. Like, I'm happy that I grabbed it. I felt I had the privilege of having the money to be able to purchase it. I'm just letting you guys and gals and people, humans, know that not everything that you see at the thrift store will be there forever. Now, some of the like church run or the op shops or like the charity shops that are really local and not like a multi, I don't want to name names, but there's some thrift stores that you can find all over the United States, and some are like the local shop in your hometown. So there's different ways, like some stuff you'll see at your same little local shop for like 3 years. They'll have it up on the wall, and that's cool. So it's just like a policy thing, and if you know where you're shopping and how they run things, sometimes there's that sense of urgency. And I've talked my head off about that. I know many of you were like, Amanda Mae, we've heard this speech from you forever, all the time. And I just had to say it again. So I grabbed this piece. I'm not sure of the maker. I did a Google lens, like trying to figure out the maker, and I didn't contact Amy to ask her the pattern name. I just saw her Amy post on Instagram that she made hers into a project bag, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so awesome. So that is a Save the Stitches. Oh, I have another Save the Stitches to show you. So this, I'm gonna have to insert a picture and show you. So there's so the story behind this is I went out last month. So I had to go to Michael's Crafts to get my 21-inch square frame my mat to frame my sampler adaptation stitched by Deborah. It's in the book, A Rainbow of Threads and Garden Beds. It's my piece de resistance. It's my beautiful sampler adaptation, but I needed a custom cut archival acid-free mat board. Well, if I'm going all the way to Michael's Crafts, I tell my son, if we're going, we're making more than one trip. Or so like we go to Michael's Crafts, and then we might go get something like drive through to eat, and then we'll go to the park, or we'll go to the library or something. Like if we're leaving the house and masking up, we're doing more than one thing, right? So I told him we are gonna stop at Goodwill before we go to Michael's, and he's so precious, and he's like, in his little light up shirt and his boots, and he's just precious. So we go into Goodwill, and I put him in the cart, and we go to the photo frame aisle, and we're looking, and he's like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking for cross stitch. You know me, I'm looking for cross stitch. Oh, look, there's a cross stitch. I think I said cross stitch like 4 times in 15 seconds, and I have my mask on, and someone across the aisle goes, Ardith? So my name is Amanda. So I go by Amanda Mae, but most people know me as Ardith of Ardith Design. So, oh my God. So someone recognized my voice from Flosstube and said hi to me. So her name is Jill. Hi, Jill. So I'm going to post a picture of the two of us together. We pulled our masks down to take a picture. So when I was there, I'll show you, this is the piece that I found while I was there. So it is a swan piece, and I thought it was really fitting because I had just finished up my Tundra swans for the Chesapeake Bay Treasure series that's releasing at market. The pattern is, so this is I just love it so much. So it's like custom framed. It said to Mom and Dad with love from Cindy, friend. It was 286, so I assume February 1986, but the person, but you can see through to Mom and Dad with lots of love from Cindy. So it looks like Cindy stitched this for her mom and dad and had it professionally framed, and I went ahead and purchased it. So I'm super excited. This is stitched really lovely. It's double matted, and it's stitched on a 14 count like cream white Aida, and it looks like two 2 strands of DMC floss and back stitching with 2 strands of DMC. And there's some French knots, probably 2 strands of French knots. Here, it's really neat. So the swan here, it's stitched, most of the wings here is the white Ada. So the back stitching here, and then there's some shading that's done in the cross stitch, but most of the actual wings and body are not stitched. So if you were to do this pattern like on a blue fabric, you would have to stitch all of this white. But it's a really cool use of space. It's got a fun little border, and it's very 1980s. But it had to come home with me. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't leave it behind. Okay, so those are my 2 Save the Stitches that I want to showcase for you today. I have more, but wait, there's more, but I will leave those for another day. So let's finish the mantle talk. All right. I want to thank Miss Tifa. Tifa, she was doing floss tubes before I started doing floss tubes, and she mostly does quilting now. You can find her on Instagram, and she's a beautiful quilter, and we are officially mug buddies. So she sent me Pugs and Kisses of Valentine's Day, and she sent me a fun little mug, and look at this little tail. So thank you so much, Tifa. I really appreciate you. And so yay, I'm excited to use this. I haven't used it yet because I wanted to film. I wanted to show it off first, but it's been up here on my mantle display. So I got this from a friend. It's the little Love You Sloth, and we put balloon. So we got that. And I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. So this is Cottage Garden Samplings, stitched on the called for ancient linen with all the called for DMC, and I put this in my barn frame I got out of a barn, literally a barn sale frame, and used my Logan point driver. And yeah, so there's that. This is a piece I'm going to be reproducing in the future. This right here is, it's on like a 14 count oatmeal Ada or fiddler's cloth. No, it looks like a 16 count. I'm not sure of the pattern. I saw this on eBay, and I had it on my watch list because I thought it was just so pretty. And the seller sent me an offer, and I'm like, yeah. So I ended up buying this. I did not stitch this. So I have another eBay. Let me grab it and show you. So this is also an eBay purchase that I got. I bought this a couple years ago, and it turns out that the person who stitched this is the same person, I guess, who model stitches for another one of the big designers in the area. So it was like, it's a small world. So this I did not stitch, but it's a Barbara Anna piece, and I love it. So I painted the back of this thrift store decoupage thing and then mounted it here. So sometimes, you know, you can find stuff, you know, that has already been stitched, and then you don't have to stitch it. Oh, I also have, so I have a carriage house samplings over there that I didn't stitch. I bought it from, directly from Marnie. Okay, oh, like putting cross stitch everywhere. Okay, I have the Sealed with a Kiss. I am so happy. I gotta make sure I'm packing this away for market. So this is in my book, Stitching Love and Kindness, Sealed with a Kiss. So I gotta make sure I put that so it goes to Nashville with me. Whoopsie daisy. What else do we have? Oh, and then this is another thrift store piece that I got. I tried, again, the Google Lens to see the designer, and I could not find it. It's got some staining, which is fine. I think it looks great. It's not under glass. It was professionally framed, Miller's Framing. I don't know who stitched it. There's initials in 1998, but it's really pretty. It looks like it's stitched with DMCs, 2 strands over 2 linen threads, and it looks like it's a 28 count linen. Really pretty. And I had a couple more. Oh, so I did, I did purchase, I get so excited and then I have a hard time finding my words. I got this little snack case thing. It's, oh, I love it so much. So I got this little thing. I had to buy some more tapestry needles, and you know, the needles couldn't travel alone, so I got the box to go with it. I have some of their fabric line. What is her name? Well, it's Melody Miller, but the Rainbow Society. You're all screaming into the camera, I know. Anyway, did that. I have here with the pug hair. This is another thrift store find. It's got beads and the ruffle. So cute. I've got this piece here. So this was by Kathy Haberman and her business partner. It was in a magazine, Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, several years ago, before Kathy Haberman went off and is now designing solo as hands-on design. So this was when she was with another company. I messed up really badly, called it a day, added some ribbon decorative stuff and buttons that were not called for. It's stitched on a piece of 14 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. And then I did a quilted finish to it to hang it. One of my friends, there was a demolished piano, and I said, don't throw the keys away in the dumpster. I'd like some piano keys. So there's a key to here's my heart, and there's the key. So I've got 2 keys, and then I put it just on this display thing. And I just realized I also have to pack this up for Nashville. So, hey, look, things are coming together. All right, and the last piece I have is, it's designed by Emma Congdon. This was Cross Stitch for the Earth, one of her new book that came out. She stitches under the name Stitchrovia. She's a prolific cross stitch designer. She has an Etsy shop. She is featured a lot in Cross Stitcher magazine, which is the UK magazine, one of the UK magazines for cross stitch. She's coming out with another book. I saw, so yay for her. So I stitched this on a piece of Splash, and I believe this is a Zweigart Splash fabric. They can order it through Witchelt Imports, but it's not a Witchelt fabric. So I think it's a Zweigart 32 count like Splash. And then I stitched it with the called for DMC with 2 DMC threads over 2. I framed it in a thrift store 8x10 frame, and I laced it myself. So I just put it in the back. I take out the glass of the frames, and then I lace it. So I use, most of the time when I am lacing, I use just a 12 weight cotton thread, 1 strand. Some people lace using upholstery thread because it is thicker and more durable. I found I don't break the 12 weight cotton thread that I use. So I use, there's Wonderfill has a great 12 weight thread, and the same with Sulky. Aurifil, I mean, whatever you want to use, just the 1 strand, and I load a embroidery needle, but you know, you have to keep refilling your needle because you're literally lacing back and forth. So, but I love it. So though that is another fully finished piece that I did. And oh, I did forget the last fully finished piece I did. It's not, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna display it. My husband said I should make it into an ornament. I have it laced, but I don't have the backing on. So I guess technically it's not all the way fully finished, but I know you all will show me some grace. So this is a P. Buckley Moss pattern, Santa pattern. I had purchased it. It came like it had already been stitched on the white Aida. I grabbed a scrap of R&R Reproductions, and I stitched it using the called for the most part. This, I did do the sparkle here with the Poly Sparkle, Sulky Poly Sparkle 30 weight thread that has a shimmer to it. I designed a couple patterns using Poly Sparkle. I would liken it to if you were to combine it with a single strand or a double strand of a DMC or of a 12 weight cotton. It mimics the look of the Etoile, the DMC Etoile with that shimmer sparkle. I like the Hello Shimmer because if you don't want to use the cotton and you just want to put some color down, so I use 2 strands here. For me, it's much easier to work with than the number 4 Krynic braid, and I like it. So I do have links below to sulky stuff if you are so inclined. But this is like this really cool whisper thread thing. I ended up couching it down and so I didn't go through the fabric. I laid it down and then I couched it. So I took a single strand of the white and like couched it all the way around to make that. And then I did do some artistic license on his little beard. I had gone back and forth whether or not I wanted to add this, and I did. So he's actually stitched on this is the called for, so it's charted for the white, all the beard here is all in white. So I did all the full stitching, and then I went over on top with the brown, with the long stitches. But I did do a little bit more artistic freedom on the sides here, and that's fine. I think the designer will be okay with that. So this was the first piece ever I learned how to do fractional stitches. So fractional stitches are not full crosses. And so that's how I was able to get the look of these interesting little boots and stuff, is fractional stitches and back stitching. So this was a great learning piece for me. By no means is it perfect, but it's perfect in a sense that it taught me a lot of skills and helping me move on to the next level in my stitching literacy and proficiency. So stitching literacy in a sense of being able to read a chart in a pattern, what fractional stitches are, how they're charted, and then proficiency in actually stitching, couching, fractionals, full, multiple layers of stitches, using metallics. I mean, all of this in one little tiny ornament. So this was really good for me. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for joining me here in my purple room a couple days before I leave for Nashville. I will be having my store, my website. I will not be shipping anything while I'm in Nashville when I come back. So if you buy anything from me directly, please know it's on hold, like shipping, because I'm like not in the state, because I cross state lines for cross stitch. So I'm going across, well, several state lines, I guess. So I hope that you are well and you are safe, sending lots of love out to all of you across the world. And I hope that you know that you matter, your stitching matters, and I love you. And with that, mwah, take care, my friend.